So this interview was even more than incoherent and possibly incriminating. You could really see a difference here when he sat down with Bret Baier one-on-one, the lights on him, actually being held to account on his questions, as opposed to the town hall that he did earlier, where he had the audience with him and he did his shtick and he felt like he had a command of the situation. You see something different here in his face and in his eyes as well, because this interview did not go well for him. Donald Trump doing what most criminal defense attorneys would advise their client against doing, speaking publicly about the charges against them. In an interview on Fox News, the former president defended himself in the classified documents case, and in one of his claims, Trump cited a New York Times article insisting the only way the National Archives and Records Administration could get the documents back from him would have been to essentially beg for them. It is unclear to which specific article he's referring to. Take a look.
I have every right to have those boxes. This is purely a Presidential Records Act. This is not a criminal thing. In fact, the New York Times of all had a story just the other day that the only way NARA could ever get this stuff, this back, would be please, 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 could we have it back?
And they
please,
asked for that.
Because they have no, we
they
were
did
talking.
Ask for it.
No, and
they said,
I gave
can you
them
give the documents back?
And we were talking.
And then they said they went to DOJ to subpoena you to get them
Which
back.
they've never done before.
Right. Well, why not just hand them over then?
Because I had boxes. I want to go through the boxes and get all my personal things out. I don't want to hand that over to NARA yet. And I was very busy, as you've sort of seen.
Yeah, but according to the indictment, you then tell this aide to move to other locations after telling your lawyers to say you'd fully complied with the subpoena when you hadn't.
But before I send boxes over, I have to take all of my things out. These boxes were interspersed with all sorts of things, golf shirts, clothing, pants, shoes. There were many things. I would say much more, not that I know of, but everything was declassified.
According to the indictment, you were here at Bedminster on July 21st, 2021, after you're no longer president, and you were recorded saying that you had a document detailing a plan of attack on another country that was prepared by the U.S. military for you when you were president, the Iran attack plan. You remember that?
Ready?
You were recorded.
It wasn't a document.
Okay.
I had lots of paper. I had copies of newspaper articles. I had copies of magazines.
I know. This is specifically a quote. You're quoted on the recording saying the document was secret, adding that you could have declassified it while you were president, but, quote, now I can't. You know, this is still secret, highly confidential. And the indictment cites the recording and the testimony from people in the room saying you showed it to people there that day. So you say on this on tape.
It says just the opposite.
That you can't declassify. So why have it?
When I said that I couldn't declassify it now, that's because I wasn't president. I never made any bones about that. When I'm not president, I can't declassify.
And that's what you said. You didn't declassify it.
I said no. I said I couldn't.
But that
wasn't a document, Brett. There was no document. That was a massive amount of papers and everything else talking about Iran and other things. And it may have been held up or may not, but that was not a document. I didn't have a document per se. There was nothing to declassify. These were newspaper stories, magazine stories, and articles.
I'm just going to say something. You know, first of all, let's be very clear. The transcript of what Donald Trump said to an aide was, I have this document, basically, and I could have declassified it when I was president, but I can't declassify it now. So that's a shame that I can't. So he's not talking about newspaper articles. He just kept bouncing back and forth. And later he
equivocated on that, just like he did in the defamation trial.
And by the way, saying he had
but it isn't.
golf shirts, clothing, pants, shoes. Really? And then Bret Baier, to his credit, goes, Iran war plans. Because Trump was saying, I don't know if you picked that up, but he goes, I had golf shirts, clothing, pants, shoes, and Bret interrupts and goes, Iran war plans?
Yeah. It was a good interview, Bret Baier. So to just put that into perspective, Trump bounced between defenses there. Sometimes saying the documents had been declassified, sometimes saying there were no documents at all. Maybe there were some.
He also went from saying, they're non, and that he couldn't declassify them, admitting he can't declassify documents, when he's not president.
Yeah, he said government officials could have asked for the documents back, which they did since May of 2021. And Trump said he was too busy to separate the classified material from his golf shirts, while allegedly ordering a staffer to move boxes to other locations.